Have you ever felt like you're wasting time on meaningless things, even though you know you could be doing more? Surely, you're not alone. Most of us have habits that we don't even realize, but they quietly turn us into weak individuals who are unable to reach our goals or live up to our potential. This is the hard truth you need to face. Simple habits that can have a tremendous impact. From procrastinating on important tasks to giving up on every opportunity just because of a moment of laziness. All these habits are leading you to a place you never want to reach, becoming indecisive, weak, and missing out on valuable opportunities. But don't worry. Today, I'll show you how to identify these habits, and more importantly, how to break them immediately. Watch the entire video, and you will learn how to master yourself, eliminate the habits holding you back, and truly become a strong and decisive person. This is your chance to change your life. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below, and we'll dive into these lessons right now. 1. Negative thinking. You might not notice it, but negative thinking is a silent habit that can make you weak in your own eyes, and it's not something too unfamiliar. If you're not careful, it will quietly destroy your confidence and mental strength without you even realizing it. You might think you're facing life's challenges, but instead of finding solutions, you keep getting lost in thoughts of failure, anxiety, and lack of confidence. Did you know that, according to Epictetus, it's not what happens to us, but how we react to it that determines who we are? This means that life will always have its challenges, but how you respond is what determines who you will become. Negative thinking not only makes you feel tired, but it also causes you to view everything through a foggy lens, making it hard to recognize the opportunities hidden within each failure. I've met people who overcame fears and setbacks that seemed impossible to conquer simply because they knew how to change their thinking. They didn't see each failure as the end, but as a valuable lesson that made them stronger. A famous athlete once shared that every time she failed, she didn't allow herself to wallow in regret. Instead, she used that time to analyze why she failed, learn from it, and come back stronger. That's a shift in mindset. So how can you change negative thinking? Don't rush to think it's too hard. One tool I've used and recommend you try is a thought journal. Every day, spend 10 minutes writing down your negative thoughts. Then ask yourself, is there a different way I could respond? Or how can I look at this problem more positively? You'll definitely realize that by changing your perspective, everything will change. Once you are aware of how you react, changing it becomes easier than ever. Another method is self-reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, how did I react today? What could I do better tomorrow? When you start this habit, you'll realize how much energy you've wasted on negative thoughts. And the miracle will happen. You'll gradually learn how to change your reactions. Remember, no one can stop the appearance of negative thoughts, but you are the one who decides how long those thoughts will affect you. Just a little bit every day, and you'll learn how to face and master yourself. And then, your inner strength will be what helps you rise in life. 2. Complaining. You might not realize it, but complaining is an extremely common habit that can make you weak in your own eyes without even knowing it. You might be facing many challenges in life, but instead of finding a way to overcome them, you end up tormenting yourself with things you can't change. Did you know that, according to Marcus Aurelius, what you cannot control, don't waste energy on it? This quote reminds us that instead of wasting energy on things outside of our control, we should focus on what we can change. Complaining not only makes you feel exhausted, but it also adds to your stress and anxiety about things you can't change. It's like a mental burden, causing you to view life through a gloomy lens and unintentionally overlook the opportunities you could seize. In fact, I've met strong individuals, people who have overcome massive failures in life simply because they didn't allow themselves to sink into complaining. A prime example is Nelson Mandela, who didn't complain while being imprisoned for 27 years. Instead, he used that time to reflect and fight for a larger goal, a country free of racial discrimination. It was his focus on action that helped him rise stronger. So how can you avoid falling into the trap of complaining? First, identify the things you can't change. A helpful tool is the acceptance technique. Every day, take some time to recognize the things outside of your control, and instead of reacting with complaints, you learn to accept and let go of them. It's not easy, but once you get used to letting go, you'll feel lighter and more focused on the things you can change. Additionally, you can also use self-reflection. Every night, ask yourself, how much time did I spend complaining today? Or, is there a way I can focus on action instead of thinking about things outside my control? This question will help you recognize your negative habits and change them effectively. Remember, complaining will only exhaust you without producing any results. Every day, start learning how to let go of things beyond your control, and you will discover the power of acceptance and action. 3. Not showing your true self. You probably don't know this, but there's a silent habit that makes you weak without you realizing it, and that is not showing your true self. Have you ever felt like you have to live according to the expectations of others, always wearing a mask to fit into society, with friends or with family? This is one of the most dangerous habits that prevent you from unleashing your full potential and gradually turning you into a weak person without a voice of your own. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." When you don't show your true self, you not only lose confidence, but also miss the opportunity to grow and rise. Do you know that every time you pretend or live according to the expectations of others, you are losing yourself and making yourself weaker? Think of famous people like Steve Jobs, who wasn't afraid to live his own way, even when he faced strong opposition. It was his honesty with himself that helped him build a tech empire that the world had to admire. So how do you change this habit? The answer is practice authenticity. Every time you feel like staying silent, like accepting silence to fit in with the crowd, try expressing your true feelings. Whether in work or personal relationships, expressing yourself honestly will help you feel stronger. One great tool that I've used and found really effective is the inner feedback. At the end of each day, ask yourself, how did I express myself today? Is there something I wanted to say but didn't dare to say? This will not only help you recognize when you're staying silent, but also help you change gradually and become stronger. Remember, when you don't show your true self, you are living someone else's life. Each day, try changing a little, daring to express yourself more, and you will feel a significant difference. And then, your inner strength will help you rise and no longer be afraid or weak in the face of life. 4. Blaming others. What do you think when life isn't going your way and you blame the circumstances, the people around you, or even fate? This is a bad habit that keeps you from ever growing. According to Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we are not what happens to us, but what we do with what happens to us. This means that every event in life, whether good or bad, is an opportunity to show your ability to take control and how you respond. When you blame, you are denying your own power and even missing the opportunity to grow and become stronger. Think about it. Have you ever faced difficulties at work or in life, and instead of looking for a solution, you criticized others or the situation? You would probably feel frustrated and helpless. But if you take responsibility and try to find a solution, you will realize that you can take control of the situation and become stronger. Think about Steve Jobs' life. Throughout his career, he faced countless failures and challenges, but instead of blaming anyone or any circumstance, he always learned and grew from those failures. It was this strength that helped him build a tech empire that the world admires today. One very effective method I recommend is practice self-responsibility. Whenever you face difficulties, instead of blaming, ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Instead of looking for someone or something to blame, you will see that you can take control of the issue and grow from it. Encourage yourself to give feedback and self-assess. After each challenge, ask yourself questions like, how did I take responsibility today? What else could I have done to improve? This will help you gradually build the habit of self-awareness and taking control of your life. Whenever you face difficulties, instead of blaming, stop and ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Practicing this question every day will make you stronger, and you will realize that taking responsibility and acting is the first step to change your life. Blaming not only makes you feel weak, but also prevents you from growing. Learn to take responsibility and actively make changes, and you will become a stronger version of yourself. 5. Dreaming instead of visualizing. Have you ever imagined yourself succeeding, achieving your dreams, but didn't take any action to make it a reality? That's the reason you keep staying in the thinking but not doing state, and never get closer to your goals. According to Marcus Aurelius, don't let yourself be distracted by things that are not real. Focus on action. This saying is a reminder that just dreaming about the future without taking actual action will never help you get closer to your goal. You can dream about a wonderful life, but if you do nothing to change, those dreams will remain just illusions. Look at Elon Musk, who didn't just dream about sending people to Mars, but actually took action to make that dream a reality. He built SpaceX from scratch, faced numerous failures, but always persevered and kept acting. It was his ability to not only dream, but also take action that helped him change the world. One effective method to shift from dreaming to action is realistic visualization. For example, when you set a goal, don't just dream about it. Create a detailed action plan and break the goal into small, actionable steps. This will help you not only dream, but also make tangible progress toward your goal in a systematic and specific way. Each day, ask yourself, how did I act today to get closer to my goal? This question will help you stay motivated and identify concrete actions to achieve your goal. Take time each day to take small but sure steps toward your big goal. The feeling of achieving small milestones will boost your motivation and help you not give up. When you take action instead of dreaming, you will notice a significant difference in your life. Dreaming will never replace actual action. Only when you start taking small steps, will you truly get closer to your dreams. Start today, because only action is the key to unlocking the door to success. 6. Laziness and procrastination. You probably don't know this, but laziness and procrastination, they might not make you realize it immediately, but they are slowing down your progress and the opportunities for growth day by day. When you procrastinate, you're trapping yourself in hesitation, and instead of taking action, you find excuses to do nothing. You might think you'll do it later, but in reality, you're making everything harder. That's why the Stoic philosophy always advises you to act immediately, not letting time pass by uselessly. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. I have a friend who, every day, writes down his plans and goals. He doesn't let laziness and procrastination take over. but always takes action, even with the smallest steps. And as a result, little by little, he has achieved great accomplishments simply because he never let the work sit in the future. So, how can you change this procrastination habit? One simple and effective method is the Pomodoro technique. This is where you break down tasks into 25-minute focus intervals, followed by a 5-minute break. Just start, and you'll be amazed at how procrastination can be defeated by simply breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable parts. And remember, every day, ask yourself, what did I procrastinate on today? What kept me from taking immediate action, and how can I change that? This question not only helps you recognize the reasons behind your procrastination, but also gives you an opportunity to adjust your behavior and improve your habits. Don't let laziness and procrastination kill your opportunities. Start acting today, even with the smallest step, to build positive habits and get closer to your goals. 7. Lack of patience. You probably don't know this, but a lack of patience is also one of the habits that quietly destroys your strength and success. When you're impatient, you're rushing past opportunities for sustainable growth. Instead, you choose temporary solutions or make hasty changes without careful thought. Stoic philosophy encourages you to learn patience, because only patience can help you overcome difficulties and achieve true accomplishments. As Epictetus said, nothing happens to man without reason, and every difficulty is an opportunity to show perseverance and self-mastery. When you lack patience, you're missing out on valuable lessons from the challenges life brings, and instead, you're only trying to escape from difficulty, which only weakens you further. A prominent example you've probably heard many times is Thomas Edison, who went through thousands of failed experiments before inventing the light bulb. If he had been impatient and quit at the first signs of failure, the world wouldn't have the light we have today. It was perseverance that helped Edison not only overcome failure, but also achieve great success. To change this impatience habit, you can apply the method patience with a purpose. Always remind yourself that every step, whether small or slow, if you are patient, will lead to a worthy result. This can be done by breaking big goals into small, specific steps and setting a reasonable time frame to calmly carry out each step. We always encourage you to ask yourself, why am I being impatient in this situation? What can I do to be more patient? Asking yourself questions like these will help you become aware of the root cause of impatience and start changing gradually. Practice patience every day, starting with small tasks, like waiting a little longer in line, or being patient to complete one task before starting another. Every time you are patient, you will feel the strength and self-mastery growing inside you. Remember, patience isn't just waiting, it's the calmness and determination in any situation.